Well, many people are looking to rent, buy, or sell their home as the new year approaches, and real estate expert Ken Kaplan is here now to break down the new housing market trends. Good morning to you. Thank you for being here.
Good morning.
So tell us a little bit about what we're seeing locally when it comes to the real estate market. Things have kind of leveled off just a bit recently, right?
They have. I'd say they've plateaued over the past probably 6 months or so, maybe even more so the past 3 months, 90 days.
And why is that? Why are we seeing that, you think?
What we're seeing is we're seeing more inventory on the market. We're seeing properties that are sitting longer on the market and price reductions. Buyer pullback because they were getting beat out of all these properties and the market was red hot for, gosh, I don't know, 18, 24 months. And then what happened was, then you had the buyers who were saying, wait a second, we're going to sit back just a little bit and take it easy because we keep getting bounced out and getting outbid from everything by all cash buyers, by buyers who've got more money and more money to put down. So they were getting frustrated. Couple that with the foreclosures and short sales that had pretty much pushed through the market, and all you had were traditional sales on the market or resales on the market, people who have got equity in their property. What happened was then we also had a little bit of a bump in the interest rate, and then we had the shutdown, and couple that with the holiday season between Thanksgiving and somewhere in December and all the rest of the holidays, and you've got a buyer's market now more than a seller's market.
Interesting. But as I understand it, we're like still up from what we were this time last year, about 16%. So we're in a better place at least than we were last year.
We are, but we're seeing prices coming off a little bit. We're seeing reductions on properties on the market. Because the bottom line is in this market, if a seller's got their home on the market, they're either really desperate or really motivated. Okay. So buyers are out there who are looking, but they're looking for a deal, and the deal is getting in at a good enough price that they feel comfortable. And the challenge is that there's a disconnect between what sellers think their property is worth from 6, 8 months ago and where the market is now. And that's the larger of the two issues.
Gotcha. We've got a couple of viewer questions that I want to get to. Let's go ahead and start with the first one, which says, what are the pros and cons of finding a place to rent on a Craigslist?
Craigslist has become the norm, and Craigslist has really become probably the best way to find a rental in this market, because if a landlord is going to put their property in the market, the bottom line is they can do it for free by putting it on Craigslist as opposed to hiring an agent. Now, I'm not saying don't hire an agent or don't get outside advice, but I mean, you've got it. You can't question the fact that, gosh, if I put it online for free and I get a bunch of people through, why do I need to pay somebody to market that, that rental listing if I can do that? The key is for a landlord is to make sure that you're screening out the individuals who are coming to you to make sure they are who they are by making sure you're running criminal credit and background, that you're writing a tight lease, that you're making sure that they are who they are, getting proper identification and so forth. The other part of it is on the renter's side. If you're a renter and you're responding to a Craigslist ad on a rental, you want to make sure that the person you're responding to is actually the owner of that property and that it's not just somebody who's saying, hey, give me a check and I'll hold it. The bottom line is you should do your research on that property. Now, you can call an agent, you can call someone and find out, okay, let's run a preliminary title report to make sure that this person is the owner who I'm dealing with, as well as making sure that there's no notice of default, pending litigation, anything that you as a tenant would be affected by. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to get to these next questions,
Sure.
Especially this next one, because I think it's really important. Is now a good time to buy or 6 months from now? And I want to add to that, for sellers out there, would you suggest they sell soon or wait a little while if people are looking to sell in the next year or so?
Okay, well, let's take the first question. The first question was, okay, is it a good time to buy or to rent now or wait 6 months, and possibly buy now? If you're going to buy now, buy not as the buy and hold for 2 years, but buy as the long-term plan, the 5-year hold. That way you can weather most of the market. If you're going to rent now, boy, it's the ideal time to rent or buy because you've got the sellers or the landlord at a disadvantage because it's the holiday season. Who's going to have somebody, want to have somebody walking through their property during the holiday season unless they're very motivated? As a renter, if you're going into a property that's vacant, nobody wants to have their property vacant and not getting, rent coming in as income during the holidays, which is a harder time to rent your property anyways. So, and then the second part of this question is the part about buying and then, is it a good time to buy? The bottom line is only if it's the right time to buy. If you're a seller and you want to sell in this market, think about your motivation. Is now really the right time, or do you want to follow the trend of the market and say, okay, do I want to wait a little while to see where the market's going? The market may be coming off and tapering, or the market may take off.
Right.
It's what is your situation and what necessitates you selling.
Ken, thank you so much. We really
pleasure.
appreciate it. Let's put his information up if you would like to contact Ken Kaplan, the Noble agent, and the Kaplan team. All you have to do is call that number on your screen right there. You can also follow him on Twitter. Hey, you're on Twitter. Look at you.
Sure, yeah.
We've got more information on our website, fox5sandiego.com. You can go there, click that Scene On tab. All right, appreciate it. Raul,
Thanks for
we'll
having
send
me.
it back over to you.